So let's move on to Eloro. This was described to me by a friend of mine as higher risk, higher potential.
Well, Bolivia, there is a jurisdictional risk around Bolivia. People have, most people are aware Bolivia is, basically a socialist state for
Mhm.
many, many years. I think things are morphing here recently. There's been new president come in, and the new president has made it very clear to the outside world that he's open for investment, in particular in mining, which is a refreshing thing to see in Latin American countries. So we're on the upswing in that regard. It reminds me of where other countries in South America were just a few years ago, like Ecuador. It was very challenging to work in Ecuador, but now there's lots and lots of explorers operating in Ecuador. I think you're seeing the same thing happen in Bolivia. El Oro is really a first mover in many regards, at least in the exploration space. Yes, there's some companies that came into Bolivia and picked up more advanced assets, but El Oro is truly doing grassroots work. And what makes them special is that they have in-house one of the best geologists, probably the best geologist in Bolivia, Osvaldo Arce. And Osvaldo, he knows every target across the country. Okay, so when we're talking, there's a common theme here, all right, where you have to have a good team. With Osvaldo, we have that very, very good team. Anyway, Osvaldo recognized that this particular area, Iska Iska, hosts a large system of alteration. Like you look at the rock around this area, and it's just been blasted, like by hot waters and fluids and stuff that have changed it dramatically. And when you compare that to other systems in this area, like Cerro Rico de Potosi, it's similar in magnitude, similar in size, similar geology. Cerro Rico de Potosi is basically the largest silver deposit on Earth. It's produced over 1 billion ounces of silver. It has probably on the order of 1 billion ounces of resource left. It's been mined for eons. It's been mined for hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay, Iska Iska, very similar geology. If you look at the alteration, it's showing us the same kind of system. It's basically formed in an extinct volcano. In the volcano, the magma chamber came up, and the magma chamber is what drives the mineral system in these cases. The difference between Iska Iska and Cerro Rico de Potosi is that you don't have as much erosion. Okay, over time, as Mother Nature wears the surface down, sometimes it goes a bit faster, a bit deeper than other areas. Like Cerro Rico de Potosi, Mother Nature's cut straight down into the guts of the system, hence exposed it. At Iska Iska, it's quite interesting. There's still about 200 meters of, we'll call it the cap rock, the lithocap, over the top of this thing that's hiding or protecting the entire system. Yeah, this is quite exciting, because it means that people did not readily identify this thing back in the day. They couldn't see mineralization sticking out of the ground, so they thought, interesting, but walked away. Well, when we started poking holes down into it, guess what? We're finding a huge system, and it's entirely preserved. Yeah, this is a wonderful outcome. Yeah, it's big. When you talk about systems like geologically, this thing is huge. This caldera is almost 2 kilometers across. We've just started drilling it in September of last year. It's delivered some remarkable results. I think the banner hole that we had back that really was called Discovery Hole, and I think it was late January we announced that, was something like 257 meters of about 4.3 ounce, I think, something silver equivalent. There's silver, there's base metal, there's tin, there's even a bit of gold and some other things in here. All right, so it's typical of these systems. You get just kind of a smorgasbord of metals. You get half the periodic table in these things, but silver is probably the predominant metal. Then things like zinc, lead, tin. In this case, I think tin is going to be very, very important. We're starting to drill
Yeah,
deeper holes that are starting to see significant tin.
there's been a lot of tin shortages. One of the fellows I follow on Twitter is he's raving and raving. Why are people should be talking more? The tin market's tiny, and
It's it's funny. I did my PhD and I did my master's and PhD on tin about 30 years ago. And
Wow.
I thought, boy, am I ever going to use this? Or, I don't know. And here we are 30 years later, and we forgot to look for tin. Basically, the geologic community, the commodity community forgot to look for tin. So we don't have any, we'll call it pristine tin discoveries in recent time. And a lot of the alluvial deposits in Southeast Asia are being mined out. They're mined out, and the sources for tin are just starting to dwindle. So this is a great time.
Someone told me that's connected to all of the chip shortages that we're seeing in the auto industry right now. Is they literally have been slowing down production at Tesla and other companies because they can't get enough of the chips that they need to go inside these cars, and it's at its core a tin shortage.
I don't mean to sound evil, but I am so happy to see a lot of these new industries or new technologies that require these special metals realize, oh my gosh, we need that stuff, because I think you'll see an entire re-education of society around the importance of the resource sector and going out and looking for this stuff, and then developing mines. I mean, it's that simple. If people take stuff for granted, they don't care. But if they realize, oh my gosh, we need this stuff badly, they start caring very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. So is there a formal resource update yet for Eloro, or when can
No, we've just begun.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. You're at a very early stage there. Can we expect something maybe by the end of the year, more formally, or?
Look, the company is currently raising a significant amount of money, I think around 20 million. And that's going to allow them to put 4 drills up on the hill. And yes, Bill Pearson and Osvaldo Arce have a very well formulated plan to systematically drill up a sizable area that could be put into resource. So I would say whether it's late this year or sometime next year, or early next year, I don't know. But they will have 4 rigs up on the hill, and that should generate a lot of data.
Okay. Well, great.
Quinton, I have a quick.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have a quick question for you. How are they raising their capital? Are they going to the public markets? Are they doing a
private placement?
Yeah, they're like a lot of basically all companies in the junior space. They're doing a private placement. Now, this is what's called a bought deal. Okay, there's different kinds of placements out there. A company can go around and solicit shareholders and try to raise money without a broker. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it, you go hire a broker to go around and help you raise money. Fine, that guy or gal can go around and try to contact investors. Usually the company interacts to market the story. But in this case, what this is, it's a brokered bought deal. The broker themselves said, we like this story so much that we are very confident we will find you the placees, the people who are going to put in money. Okay, so the broker basically agrees, yeah, we're going to write you a check. Okay, think of it like that. A bought deal is like a check that's guaranteed. So the company goes, guaranteed check. Yes, we need the cash to do this work. Let's take it, and then it's up to the broker to fill orders for that. And in this case, it's such an exciting story, a big story, that was easily manageable.